Hello everyone, welcome to this week's weekly market view for Monday the 19th of February to Friday the 23rd of February 2024. My name is Vishal. Let's get started. All right, let's start with the Nifty chart and let's start with the monthly analysis. So today the Nifty has made an all-time high and it more or less was expected sooner or later. We did see a little bit of a corrective move. And after this doji candle, which was the indecision candle that was formed, we are now seeing a potential rally-based run. So on the monthly chart, this still remains our closest monthly level of demand from 19,964 to 18,848 levels. Let's move on to the weekly chart. On the weekly, we held on to this level and markets have now printed a new high today. So there is a possibility that when the market does print a new high, there is a strong shift in the momentum and we might continue to see a further and a very strong rally to the upside. Let's look at the daily chart. Now, what is key over here is that we violated this supply level, and because the prices had already pierced extremely deeply into this level, it was more or less that this supply zone was going to be removed and taken out. Now, what is more interesting to see is that how does this candle close today, right? So everybody's eyes will be on the candle close of today. And if we do have a close above 22,122 odd levels, then in all possible likelihood, we might continue to move very, very strongly to the upside. And maybe this rally might continue for a couple of days more. What is interesting now is just below all these areas, we have a new level of demand, which is this drop, base, and a rally in price. And even if the markets tend to correct into this area, the trend might possibly continue and move to the upside. So keep a close watch now on this new daily demand, 21,785 to 21,531. All right, let's move on to the Bank Nifty. So let's start off with the analysis on the Bank Nifty chart. Let's start off with the monthly chart first. So on the monthly chart, again, the Bank Nifty was a little bit more weaker than the Nifty, but it has also come back into this level of demand. Prices have reacted from this level of demand, and more or less, Bank Nifty is going to follow suit, which means that it is most likely to catch up with the Nifty and start moving up towards the all-time highs. If you look at the weekly chart, let's plot the weekly chart over here. And on the weekly, we came into this monthly and weekly level of demand, and we are now showing strength to move to the upside. And the target on this one will be obviously the all-time highs, right? All right, on the daily chart, let us see how the chart looks on the daily. So on the daily, we do have this gap level here. And I had mentioned in the past session is that in case if we do see a potential breakout out of this level, and you can see now how this level of demand is being held. Let me change the color here. So this is your level of demand, which is holding and holding nicely. And there is a potential possibility of the price going towards 47,835 to 48,336 to fill this gap level. All right. Now let's move on to the Nifty Financial Services. Let's do the analysis on the monthly chart first. So if you look at the monthly chart, just like the Bank Nifty, the Fin Nifty is also held this monthly level of demand and indicating a pretty strong bounce out of this monthly level of demand. To what extent can this move towards the all-time highs? So we should expect to see the Fin Nifty also following the Bank Nifty sooner or later. It is going to target these all-time highs around 21,621. So right now, if you look at all the indices, that is Nifty, Bank Nifty, and Fin Nifty, the focus or the bias has slightly shifted more towards the bullish side than the bearish side. All right, let's move on to the next index now. We are going to have a look at the mid cap select. So let's first and foremost choose the Nifty mid cap. So this is the symbol, Nifty mid select, and we're going to do our analysis from the monthly chart. So let's start off. And if you look at the mid cap index, it is just moving up in just one direction. So the strongest of the lot, 9222 to 8584 is our monthly level of demand. If we go on to the weekly chart, we have created these pivots, and this did try and show us a little bit of tiredness, but looking at the Nifty and the Bank Nifty, the markets are still continuing its move to the upside. So this level of demand is intact, and we have this level of demand also. So prices are creating new levels of demand. If you go into the daily chart, prices came here, retraced back, and have given a new breakout to the upside. So the most recent level of demand is going to be this drop-based rally here at 10,705 to 10,538 on the mid-cap Nifty. So very clear that all the indices are indicating a lot of bullishness to the upside, at least for now. Let us change and shift gears, and now let's have a look at our currency markets, and let us see if the currency markets are giving us some clues. So we will start the analysis with the USD INR. And let us start with the monthly chart first. So on the monthly chart, the USD INR is only consolidating, hardly moving. Go on to the weekly chart. The prices are still holding on to this weekly supply. And as I mentioned, that if the price continue to hold this weekly supply and USD INR continues its move to the downside, then it's actually going to be a positive news for the indices, because the USD INR is inversely correlated to the indices. Let's look at the daily chart of the USD INR, and let us see what are we seeing on the USD INR. So what the USD INR is doing is that after it has reacted from this weekly supply zone, it is creating new levels of supply. And at every juncture, whenever the price comes into this level, it is reacting and trying to push further down. So what I'm seeing in the coming days is that we might come back and retest these lows, that is 82.77 and 82.67. And at that point in time, we might have to see where the Nifty is. So in case if the price does come into this level of demand and Nifty is, has moved 200 or 300 points, then it's time to be a little careful on initiating fresh longs on the Nifty, because USD INR is in demand, and maybe the Nifty might start giving some kind of a retracement or a corrective move to the downside. Let's look at some of the key stocks now, or the heavyweights as we call them, starting with HDFC Bank. So let's start off with the monthly chart on HDFC Bank. So the monthly chart on HDFC Bank after the earnings is just holding on to this level here. And as long as this level is holding, and if the prices do start bouncing out of this level, then we might see a potential rally coming in HDFC Bank. And this rally is only and only going to propel the Bank Nifty, because HDFC Bank is the highest in terms of the weightage on the Nifty as well, and also on the Bank Nifty. And if you look at the nearby level, we are seeing a little bit of a price reversal formation here, but things will be more clear if we are able to break this high and price sustains and starts trading above this high. So it's going to be a little bit of a task for HDFC Bank to do that. And let's hope that HDFC Bank moves and rallies to the upside. And if there is a clear and a fresh breakout above 1480, then HDFC Bank will have no problem in traveling towards 1645 levels once again. So let's wait and watch to see what happens with HDFC Bank. Last but not the least, let's quickly have a look at Reliance, because majorly these are going to be the stocks that are going to dictate the next big moves on the index as well as the Nifty. Let's quickly have a look at that. Okay, so let's start with the monthly chart of Reliance. And we can clearly see that Reliance has made an all-time high on the monthly chart. So clearly now this becomes your monthly level of demand, which is closest to the current market price. If you look at the weekly chart, we have a new level of demand on the weekly as well, which is around this area here, since the prices violated this weekly level of demand, and now the prices have clearly moved to the upside. And if you go to the daily chart, very similar formation to the mid cap index, but this one is still pretty much intact. So what we might see in the coming days is, in case if there is a corrective move on Reliance, prices might push back to this area and continue its move to the upside. But it's a clear trend to the upside. So obviously now if Reliance and HDFC Bank are going to start showing some strength to the upside, then it doesn't make sense to start or looking at shorts on the indices, but focus on retracements. And the idea is the best thing to do would be to be long on the indices. All right, at least in the current market scenario. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for your time and for your patience. I hope you enjoyed the weekly analysis. We'll come back again next week with some more analysis, and hopefully you have a great trading week. If you are still not a subscriber of Sher Khan Education, please join the Sher Khan Education channel on YouTube, and do make sure to pass on your comments in the comment section. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a lovely week. Take care. Bye-bye.
This should not be treated as a recommendation. Please conduct your own analysis or consult a financial advisor before investing.